No, it was just the band names came around in about 2007 when we first got the band together. We just thought it sounded like a children's story. I didn't want to call us like the Heartbreakers, so I was thinking it'd be cooler because the lineup has changed. You know, people come and people go, and it's kind of. Although someone once said it should be the boat because without them I'd sink. So let's go for that.
It suggests some kind of festival of creators.
It suggests a journey.
Did you all make music together then? Did you all know each other?
Well, no, we kind of met through a music venue in Tunbridge Wells with the Grey Lady, which is where I did one of my first gigs and where Andy used to play as well.
So I saw Tom's first. I think we were playing on the same bill. The second
You decided you wanted to make music.
Well, we kind of decided we arranged to try and write a song together.
We did. We wrote a couple. One particularly. I've still never heard, because I went and recorded that song.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, so did I.
Yeah, I know, well I've still never heard yours, and I don't think you've ever heard my version of it.
My one is the one that went on the train station demos EP that I did.
I probably did hear it then, but I don't think I ever heard yours. I don't think I could even find the version. Lost.
But yeah, we all kind of met through that venue, and we tried a couple of different line-up things. And we got a new drummer, David, about 2 years ago, and since then we've done a really massive difference. Yeah.
Did you straight away, did it feel quite natural to make music together? Did you already know what kind of
I
music
think
you were going to make?
when I first saw Tom play, then I kind of, at the time it was the Libertines time, and I was into Libertines. You were heavily into Libertines as well. I could hear it in Tom's writing, and I just really liked Tom's. I could see, I could feel Tom's sort of songs, the potential.
But also we really bonded over guitars.
Yeah.
We were both admiring each other's guitars.
That's
not even a euphemism. I mean, that's actually
initially.
Yeah, exactly.
It was about guitars.
And you had your first album was released last year.
Yeah.
With Teenage Blood Sounds now.
Yeah.
It was released
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I think digital release was last week.
It shouldn't have been. It might have been a mistake.
No, hang on.
The single also called Teenage Blood came out 2 weeks ago.
How did you find to write this album after your debut? Did you change anything?
I think we wanted to. We done the last album was quite dark. You know, kind of influences like Nick Cave in some ways. I think kind of how the band works is I take the band a demo and then we kind of try and we'd all talk about how we could play it and what parts should be doing what and what kind of song it should become. So I think when I did all the writing for the second record, there was a song on the first album called 90 Miles an Hour, which was quite an upbeat song, but it's got really sad lyrics. I thought that would be a good thing to sort of push even further, to scoop out the middle of our sound, make the music really poppy, kind of accessible, but make the lyrics even darker than ever. So I think a lot of people kind of, when they initially hear this record, they hear it's not as dark as the first record. There are dark moments, but we've got songs like See My Evil and Get Older on the first record, and they're not really that many songs like that on this one. But I think if they look at the lyrics, it's even darker and even more kind of wounded than the first.
Songs like See My Evil and Get Older came towards the end of Too Slow.
It's difficult. I mean, you know, See My Evil and Get Older came because we wanted to grab people's attentions in clubs and get them away from the bar and screaming. You know, because people were expecting a folky thing from us, so we wanted to not do a folky thing. We wanted to do a Nick Cave thing. Then we did the Nick Cave thing, and then everyone started coming to shows like, oh, you're the shouty band. It's like, why don't you shout more in other songs? I was like, I don't want to be that bad either. I want to try and write proper songs too. So I think we just try to. So this album's a lot more melodic, a lot more vocal harmonies on it. There's almost a vocal harmony on every song, and you know, we kind of chose. I wrote 150 songs and we rehearsed 25 and 10 went on the record, so there's a whole lot of songs, and it was kind of. But even at the last minute, you know, songs that we thought were really important got cut. So every stage of the process was kind of difficult. But it was written very quickly and recorded very quickly. And actually, we did a launch party here for the first record, and we were playing songs like Little Bit Me, which ended up on the second record then already. We recorded the first songs for the second album only a month after the first album came out. So it's all been quite a quick turnaround.
I think it's good to do it quick like that because most of the parts that you hear on Tingo's Blood are the first parts that we'd written for the songs. Didn't get any time to think about it. And there was the songs that we were literally learning a week, 2 weeks before we recorded. And then we did them. And I think said to Simon, when we sang to Simon, I was worried about what it actually sounded like. It was weird to record them now and not actually know what.
So we didn't have a chance to play the songs live, you know.
No.
We were rehearsing so many songs. You know, some of them, like the last track, Emily, we only played once. And actually, the take we did was the only take we recorded. We just finished it and kind of went, yeah?
Is that it?
Yeah. You know, so it's kind of, we've never done that before. You know, we spent, it's that old cliche, we spent 5 years to write the first one and 6 months to write the second one. But we road tested a couple. We had a little bit of Me and Trouble with the Truth and Neck Brace for a while. But songs like Too Young and Emily came at the very end and ended up kind of shaping the whole album. So it was kind of a funny old process.
Yeah, it does not feel like there's a story.
Yeah.
It's very...
I think by the time you end on Emily, it feels like a film. Because it's just Emily. It feels like rolling credits or something.
Yeah. Definitely. Tell me about what you're doing with Pledge Music as well.
Well, it's finished now, but we used it to fund our record. It's a way that artists can raise money for a project without external investment, you know, which would traditionally be a record label. And we've always been very in touch with our fans, but we never really knew how they'd react, and the reaction was amazing. The average sort of, we put everything, you know, we put stuff up for sale like signed CD, but also like a house party or like a guitar lesson with Ant, or write a song with me, or original artwork, or posters or stuff. And the average amount that people bought was over £30, which is huge. Like, and we didn't need a whole lot of people to kind of reach our target, but it was so amazing to have people interact. And actually, because we were so encouraged by that, we're doing the same thing for a tour. We're letting people vote on. They need just to go to our webpage and they can click on that picture of us looking moody, and then you can like vote your nearest city. And the first 5 cities that get over a certain amount of tickets will come and play. So we just like these things that kind of interact with people, and it's not just a boring like here's a ticket link, come if you want. And it'll be way better for us because it means we can leave. When we leave for our week of tour, we know how many tickets. We know there'll be at least 1,500 people waiting, and then there'll be more people on the night as well. So and people feel part of something. You know, people will go on Facebook and saying, let's get this band to Leeds, come on everyone in Leeds, all get buy a ticket, and it's like, feels like a community.
Did you do anything crazy then as part of it? Did you go to house parties? Did you do house parties?
We've done 2 house parties. 1 house party is over, we've got 2 more.
Confirmed.
Some of them are like, yeah, no, just come and chill, play in our living room, we'll have a barbecue, and some are like, we'll be up all night. You're going home at 7.
You're playing all night too.
Yeah. You're going home at 7.
Oh wow.
We're not going to let you go home. What? Yeah.
We're locking the door.
We're locking the door.
And here's the basement.
Yeah. Don't. It might yet happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got your own ale?
Yes.
I think your headquarters are in a brewery.
In a brewery, right. Because Ant's a farmer and he knew Bob who runs the brewery. He's kind of a local, like a family friend. And he's let us practice there for like 5 years. And when we were finishing recording of the last album, and Simon, who makes the albums, came and heard us practice there. And he just thought the room was so great that we should just record there. And you know, we didn't drink a single bit of beer that whole time when we were at a brewery, so we thought we have to make a beer. So we've got the album artwork on it and everything. And,
do any tasting sessions for your actual ale?
it would have been nice to kind of like blend our own, but there wasn't enough time.
That wasn't an option.
So I heard about one band who released a Christmas ale, and they wanted it to they didn't know anything about how to make a beer, so they said to a brewery, I wanted to sum up the emotions of Christmas. So I wanted to be hopeful and disappointing. So I wanted to be an anticlimactic beer. And they went up and did loads of tasting. They're like, yes, that is hopeful and disappointing. That'll be it. And then they made sort of 1,000 bottles of disappointing beer. But yeah, we'll do that. It's a nice thing to do. What would be really nice is to get a pub in Tunbridge Wells to actually have it on tap with the badge.
There's no reason why they couldn't do that. Apart from that, they all hate us. Other than
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'd be good. To have it on tap is the real deal.
But then people will kind of get confused. They might know the ale and not the band. And
But
the other way
it'll still
around.
have the ale of the brewery, the logo on it, but it'll just have the band.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time.
No, it's a pleasure.
Cheers.